Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're back in AFK Journey, and in today's video we're going to be making an updated hero wishlist guide now that we're approaching the end game on my account, like level 284, and getting some top 10 finishes and top 20 finishes in the Dream Realm. I think I have a pretty good idea of which are the most important heroes that you should be targeting right from the beginning of your account. So this tier or wishlist is going to be very geared around getting your Dream Realm heroes together, because in my opinion that's the most important area of the game to focus, because if you're able to get those extra temporal essences per day from the rewards and the ranking, you're going to strengthen your account. And in the late game, if you can get all of these heroes that we're mentioning to Mythic Plus, you can compete even against the people who are spending much more than you, because in the end of the day, everyone's going to have Mythic Plus heroes, everyone's going to be at level 300, and you're going to be competing on the same grounds, and it's going to just depend on your exclusive equipment upgrades and what team formations you're using. So that's why this wish list is completely based around Dream Realm. There is not going to be much focus on the other areas like PvP, and some focus on PvE, because I understand in the early game progressing through that is pretty important. Okay. So we'll start with the A heroes. We'll start with Lightbearer and go down the list. So the A heroes, you have to put Corin and Merrily here. And in fact, on our epic hero wish list, which we'll talk about after we're done with this all hero wish list, we're also including A level heroes. And the three ones we're going to be including are Corin, Merrily, and Odie, because if you can get these heroes to Mythic Plus, that is going to be the way that you start dealing a massive amount of damage in the Dream Realm. And so this is a major priority. Both of these heroes are key for the Dream Realm. If they can be at Mythic Plus and you level up exclusive equipment, you can compete for the top ranks, and so the quicker you can get them to Mythic Plus, the quicker you can get better rewards. For the S level heroes, these are going to be the two you want to focus for Dream Realm. Rowan, you want to ideally have one copy of him. He can help you push AFK stages and the PvE and the campaign in the early game. But your first guaranteed support hero is going to be summoned on your 30th summon. It's like a pity. And it will be either Haywin, Smokey, or Rowan. So if you get Rowan from that, then you can swap him out. As soon as you have one copy of Rowan, you can swap him out from this wish list. But if you don't have one copy of him, I can understand putting him here along with Tunisia. And gradually, as soon as you get one copy of him, swap him out for Cassidy. But Cassidy is one of the end game key heroes you want for the Dream Realm. She ideally wants to be at Supreme Plus. You need 8 copies of her. But the good thing about her is she is purchasable from the Arena Shop, and she's the major priority to buy in the Arena Shop, which we'll discuss right at the end of this video, like the shop priorities. But so she doesn't have to be on the wish list, but I would definitely put her in after one copy of Rowan. You don't need to get like Rowan to Mythic Plus. He's totally usable and can push even the highest stages at one copy. So you can get one copy of him, then swap to Cassidy, or if you want, just do Cassidy from the beginning if you want to run like just Smokey as your support. But I would probably recommend one copy of Rowan, then swap for Cassidy, and it won't delay Cassidy by much. Tunisia has to be on here throughout because she is not purchasable from any shop, and you want to get her to Mythic Plus to begin using her in the Dream Realm. And then Necro Draken and also the Snowstomper boss, she is part of some of the strongest teams, and it's definitely Necro Draken. She's not replaceable, so you want to have her at Mythic Plus for maximum damage. Now for the Mauler team, we're going to have Odie here. Of course, we need to get him to, and you're going to keep these heroes here. They're Corin, Merrily, and Odie until they're Supreme Plus, until they're maxed out, like you can see here. Kruger you want here until you get one copy of him, and then he's totally functional. He doesn't need to be Mythic Plus. Then you can swap in for Coco if you want. Coco can help you survive in some early Dream Realm teams, and at her Legendary Plus she gets the haste buff, and she can be pretty usable in Dream Realm. She's not a bad option, but late game she has no role, and late game it's just going to be Kruger out of the options here, which is going to be good in Dream Realm. So maybe after you get Coco to Legendary Plus, I would swap back to Kruger and just get him to Mythic Plus, but he doesn't need Mythic Plus. He just needs one copy to be effective and land his defense reduction. So getting him to Mythic Plus doesn't add much, but in the end, like, it's gonna add a bit of damage having him there and a bit of survivability, so you can get him there if you want. But Coco is what I would recommend after one copy of Kruger. Now for the A-level heroes, these are gonna what you want to get for one copy of Brutus, because just like Rowan, one copy of Brutus is enough to push the highest AFK stages. Even a Trial of Abyss people are using with even one copy of Brutus. So you only need one copy of him. and then you can swap him out for Shakir, because Shakir has a role in late game Dream Realm teams. Only in Snowstomper is he actually effective. The other stages he's not good, the other bosses for an endgame team. But in the early game and mid game you can use him, and I used him quite a lot and he worked pretty well for me, but he's not the best Dream Realm hero right now, so just keep that in mind. Maybe in the future with the new season and new bosses he will be very good because he has some very unique skills, like he can buff in a radius 2 tile around him and even buff attack if he has exclusive equipment 10, but for right now he's not a priority other than for Snowstomper boss, and I would not take him to plus 10. You need to save those exclusive equipment upgrades for Merrily, Corrin, and OD most importantly. So one copy of that. Now Wilder, none of these heroes are usable in the Dream Realm, so we're just focusing on PvP here. Iron and Haywin are going to be your best for PvP. She's a really good healer. Haywin and Iron is the best crowd control in PvP right now, and Arden and Damien are also part of the Iron crowd control type PvP team, so they're also PvP. There's no Dream Realm heroes in this faction. Graveborn Thorin is a Dream Realm hero. He's one of the best as a tank if you need a tank, and he's really important for King Croker where there's an insta-kill. You need to have at least one copy of him for that, and you want to ideally get him to Mythic Plus. He's one of the top priorities. Even for PvP he's one of the best, so you're always going to want to have him on your wish list until he's maxed Supreme Plus. Cecia you're going to have here for the early game. Try to get like Ascensions of Cecia, get it to Legendary Plus, and eventually you can even get her to Mythic Plus if you want, but Legendary Plus is where you can stop. The other two A-level heroes are not good for Dream Realm. They're kind of PvP late game heroes, and Cecia is for the PvE stages. Carolina is great for PvP, so when you feel like you have enough Ascension into Cecia, whether it be Legendary Plus or Mythic Plus, then you can swap her for Carolina and begin getting Carolina for PvP. But we're not really focusing much on PvP, and Cecia can do well in the early and even mid stages of Dream Realm before you have like your other damage dealers at Mythic Plus like Merrily. Then Cecia usually will output more damage than a non-Mythic Plus Merrily or Corrin, so you can run her in Dream Realm in the early stages. So this is what I would recommend, and that is covering the all hero wish list. We're not going to save these, and now we're going to do the epic recruitment. So here we've already set up what I recommend to be your default epic recruitment here. So as you can tell, 3 A-level heroes, because these are the 3. The sooner you get them to Mythic Plus, the sooner you're going to be performing better in Dream Realm. And this is a way for free-to-play players to even somewhat compete with spenders, because spenders, like, I mean, if you get 2 or 3 of these summons onto the hero, the A-level hero you want, you could get them to Mythic Plus even faster than spender. For example, my main account right now, we just got Corrin Mythic Plus today, and it's because we got lucky and we did put him on our epic hero wish list. But if people don't have these A-level heroes on their wish list, it could take a long time for them to get them to Mythic Plus, and you could get them faster by having them here. And I think because the Dream Realm is the most important mode, and the faster you get to the Mythic Plus heroes, the faster you're going to get higher ranking rewards, and those temporal essences are the most valuable thing to be earning right now. So I definitely think you want to rush these heroes, keep them on your epic hero wish list, all 3 of them, until they're Supreme Plus. And on my account right now, what we're doing is we have Merrily and Corrin both here to get them to Supreme Plus. Apart from them, now you just have to consider A-level S-level heroes, and the best ones are going to be ones which are not obtainable in the shop and are really important to upgrade to Mythic Plus. So Tamisi and Smokey both fit this criteria. Smokey at Mythic Plus is going to output more damage in King Croker, the Primal Lords, and so he does do more damage once he has Mythic Plus, because then he has when he uses his aura and it expands to the blue aura, like the 3rd level of it, then it starts dealing damage per second based on the boss's health, but it's capped at whatever attack, like 200% attack of Smokey, but it still gets off a lot of damage. He becomes a DPS as well as a buffer for your team, and of course he's one of the best buffers if he doesn't get interrupted, because he has attack and haste buff. So he's key for bosses and Dream Realm fights, so that's why he should be here on your hero wish list until he's Mythic Plus. Then you can swap him out. He doesn't need to be Supreme Plus. That's overkill, and that's only for like more sustain, which in the late game you don't need the sustain, you need the damage. And Tamesia is really good at Mythic Plus because she can be like, because she's light bearer, she does well with Corrin and Merrily, like having a 3 light bearer team. And she begins doing true damage once she's at Mythic Plus with her attack, which moves back and forth, like Knight's Charge, I think is what it's called. And so she can get off a lot of damage on the boss, up to like 9 million on some bosses. And Necrodraken, she is key, the best hero to be running in all endgame teams. And in Snow Stomper, she's a viable option. You can use teams not involving her, but she is a totally viable option in Snow Stomper, and so you want her at Mythic Plus for that. I mean, you could replace these with some other ones, but I think this is the optimal choice until you have Tamesia and Smokey at Mythic Plus. They're more important than, for example, getting Thorin to Mythic Plus, because Thorin just needs 1 copy. But maybe if you're really unlucky and you don't get a single copy of Thorin, for King Croker you want to have him. So in the early stages you can run a team like this, or hero wishlist like this, until you get Thorin at 1 copy, then maybe replace it with Tamesia. But as you can tell, basically, what we've discussed in this video are who are the key priorities for your heroes for the Dream Realm boss, and we'll quickly recap it by looking at the heroes that we have here. So the key ones, of course, are the A-level damages, Odie, Merrily, and Corrin, so you want to get them from every single wishlist, the Epic and All Hero, until they are at Mythic Plus, minimum. And even then, beyond that, I think keep them there until they're Supreme Plus, because it increases their damage. Although the skills are not too important. Odie's skill is really important at Supreme Plus. Merrily and Corrin, the skill is not as important. It's mainly the stats you're getting them to Supreme Plus for. Then, other than them, we mentioned Tamesia is one of the key heroes. Shakir is good for the Snow Stomper boss, so he is a viable option, and you would want to get him to Mythic Plus for that. Thorin is good for King Croker, and Mythic Plus is ideal, but 1 copy of him can work. Kruger is good for the defense reduction, and 1 copy of him is enough, but eventually you can ascend him as far as you want. Rainier, we're always going to be buying from the guild shop, and for stargazing summons and from the guild shop, Rainier is the hero you should be selecting, because for endgame Dream Realm boss teams, he's a part of the highest damage version of every team. So that's something that we didn't mention. We should go, I guess, to stargazing and show that. And Cassidy is a key part of a lot of the endgame Dream Realm boss teams. I think the only one she's not that good for is Snow Stomper, because she gets interrupted a lot, but even there she's usable. She's usable in all of the endgame Dream Realm teams. Maybe Necrodraken. I think she might not be the best in Necrodraken, but on all other ones she's usable, and even in the one where she's not the best, she's usable as one of the endgame teams. So you want to get her to Mythic Plus, and then eventually Supreme Plus as quickly as you can. So if we just look at the store here, Rainier you want to buy from the guild store, and from the arena store, Cassidy is what you want to get because she needs 8 copies to get to Supreme Plus. In the early game, Rowan and Brutus, like if you want 1 copy, then change them on your wish list to the other hero. And Cecia if you want some ascensions, but I would wait on Cecia. Even 1 copy of her, she can push AFK stages, and eventually with time, she's on your Graveborn wish list. You will get a couple copies of her, so you will be able to ascend her. So I would probably save your currency and go for Cassidy as soon as you can. Dream Realm store, here is really important. Merrily is my opinion for the first one you should get to Mythic Plus. She's the highest damage dealer for all Dream Realm bosses, and she's usable everywhere. Odie is functional even without Mythic Plus, so like if you have a Mythic Plus Merrily and like a Legendary Plus Odie, that's going to be a better combo than Mythic Plus Odie and Legendary Plus Merrily, because Legendary Plus Merrily does practically not that much without her Mythic Plus. So get Merrily to Mythic Plus, and as soon as she's Mythic Plus, swap to another hero and get them to Mythic Plus. Don't just get a hero to Supreme Plus like I did with my Odie. That was a mistake, because you should more evenly level them up, because all the heroes are going to be better if they're all at Mythic Plus than one being at Supreme Plus. And that is pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Stargazing ticket, your wish list is going to be Rainier until he's at Mythic Plus. Once he's at Mythic Plus, then you can change to Scarlita. Scarlita is also one of the best options for an endgame team of Skyclops. But you can run teams without her. Like, she is the best version, but like there are replacements for her. Rainier, Mythic Plus is usable as an endgame team for every single Dream Realm boss. You want to get him to Mythic Plus, but you can stop at Mythic Plus. You don't need to take him beyond that, and it's very like difficult to take him beyond that. You need 8 copies to get him to Supreme Plus after he's at Mythic Plus. So that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe because we upload daily AFK Journey content to try and improve your progression and give you tips and also talk about the mistakes I've made. And we also managed to finish rank 19 of the Alpha Bear. I wasn't able to attack it on the reset because people like attack it really fast. I logged in half an hour after reset and it was already dead at that time. So we weren't able to get a final attack in. But we managed to rank top 20, which is amazing. We get the Bear Hunter title. And but that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. And like we mentioned, we got Corin to Mythic Plus today. We got a lucky epic hero recruitment. And if you want to know what my epic recruitment heroes are right now, their OD is already maxed, so we don't want to have him here. It is Carolina until she's Supreme Plus, Tamesia until she's Supreme Plus as well, and then the final one here, I think it was Cassidy, because you know there endgame teams with Cassidy, so if we can get it to Supreme Plus just a little bit faster. I know we can buy from the arena store, so you might be thinking like, you can go for other heroes on the wish list which are not obtainable in the store, but the faster we get it to Mythic Plus or Supreme Plus, the faster we can actually rank higher in the Dream Realm boss, and that's the most important thing. Like even if 1 week you get 1 extra week of a higher rank finish, that's an extra 7 temporal essence, and it just compounds over time. So I think her to Supreme Plus is more important than any other random hero, which is not even that usable, because honestly, like late game, there are only a few teams you use. Basically the PvP type team with Iron, Carolina, Thorin, and then the Arden and Damien. And then your Dream Realm teams, which are all the other heroes that we're building up. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this tier list, if you have any other opinions, because there's always opinions and there is flexibility within this. But the key ones are the Dream Realm A-level heroes like OD, Corin, Merrily. And I really think you should include all 3 of them on your epic hero wish list as well, because getting them faster to Mythic Plus is going to be better for you. And then in the long run, you can get all the other heroes eventually over time, even from your epic wish list. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, everyone, peace out for now.